Hey guys, welcome back. In this video we're going to take a look at the new SH Figuarts Thanos from Infinity War. I've been waiting for a while to get this in. I pre-ordered it a few months back from, I'm probably going to butcher the name, it's AMI. It's a company in Japan. So I'm not going to bother trying to say the name because I'm pretty sure I'll destroy it, but you can Google it and you can see they have a lot of pre-orders you can do and get them earlier than you can in the US from Japan. I got this in just a couple days ago. I know right now it's starting to hit in America. I know other people, of course, order from Japan as well, but some American retailers are getting it in now. So I just wanted to go ahead and just do a quick review of this figure. Been really wanting to get my hands on it and play around with it and stuff, but I just wanted to do a video first before. So you go ahead and look at the box. I really like the boxes a lot. It looks nice. Has a lot of foil, added parts to it. Right here with the Infinity Gauntlet. I don't know if it translates too well through video. Then Thanos on the front. It's pretty nice. There's the side here. And let's turn it to the side over here. Yeah, that's a pretty cool action pose right there. When I saw the previews of the pictures, that's what really sold it to me. I had the Marvel Legend Build-A-Figure Thanos, which I don't even have that anymore. I actually sold it, and I think I sold it for like $40 whatever, and I actually put it towards buying this one. Here's the top of the box and the bottom. So the higher end figures, of course, I always keep the boxes to them. I don't want to destroy the boxes or anything like that. Maybe one day I want to resell it, but I highly doubt it with this figure here. I probably really want to try to hold on to it unless we just get a even better Thanos with the new Avengers movie coming out. So let's go ahead and take him out of the package and see what he looks like. So let's go ahead and look at the extra Infinity Gauntlet hands we get. Right away, I want to point out the fact of it's really cool how they did the Infinity Stones. They're clear instead of painted on. It makes it look really nice, and I really like how the gauntlet is. It really has that metallic gold look to it. But this one hand is kind of just a open palm hand. And let's look at the next one. And it's kind of like a grabbing hand or gripping hand or something like that. You can do some cool poses like you've seen in the trailer where he's, trying to grab Captain America and stuff like that. You could do a cool pose like that if you wanted to or something. But very cool. I didn't know we'd have extra hands with the gauntlet. And let's look at the other regular hands we get. This will be a right hand, kind of a copy of what the gauntlet one is, kind of just a grabbing hand. And basically another copy of the opposite hand too, just like the gauntlet was. It's just a open palm hand. And this was pretty cool. I didn't know this would even be there. But let me get the focus in. It's a finger snapping hand. That is pretty cool. I wish it was on the gauntlet hand actually, and spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie by now, you probably don't care about the movie anyway by this point. But, in the movie he's talking about snapping his fingers and stuff, and he actually does it with his right hand, but, the one that really counts is when he does it with a gauntlet. So that would have been cool to have that, but either way, it's still really cool to have that. A lot of different things you could do, posing, and I like taking pictures of the figures and stuff, and that's going to come in handy later. Pretty cool. And let's go ahead and look at the two extra head sculpts you get that isn't on the figure when you get it. This is night and day compared to the Marvel Legend Builder figure. Pretty cool. He's kind of got just a smirk on his face right there. That would go together pretty well with the snapping fingers. And this is pretty cool here too. Yeah, he's got his angry look. Because he's angry. He's a mad titan that's angry. But he has good intentions though, so you kind of almost don't hate him. Kinda. The Spider-Man thing, pretty rough. So let's go ahead and just take a look at the Thanos figure itself. Pretty cool. I love a lot of the gold accents they gave on him. This is the third head sculpt you get that comes on the figure, and just kind of has a blank stare on him. But I like it. I like it a lot. Like I said, no figures. There's some, but no figure's perfect. But definitely way better than a Marvel Legends one. Build-A-Figure at least, so far. And let's get him to stand up there. Okay. And it's kind of just, this is the back side of him. And there's a gauntlet. That's something I'll point out here in a second. It's probably the only flaw I really see with the figure. And let's go ahead and take a look at it now. If you look at the gauntlet, get that focus on it. If you take a look at the gauntlet, there's no mid arm swivel there. So the gauntlet stays facing backwards on his arm. And I get why. You know, you could do cool moves like this, you know, where you're going to pose it up. You know, that looks cool. You know, you can do that. Yeah, and you know, they've could have had it to where the arm swiveled farther up inside the glove right here, you know, but other than that, I don't see. You know, one thing I want to point out too, in the promo pictures, if you see the wrist joint right there, it's still kind of at least a yellowish gold. In the promo pictures, you know, it showed it was purple, and I was like, oh man, I hate that. I want to have to pull it off and try to do something with that because that's just going to bother me. But yeah, the gap right there in the wrist is pretty big too as well, so I don't see me probably posing him too many different ways where you can see that, because my OCD will kick in and it'll drive me insane. But it's really not bad. I mean, that is a cool looking Thanos. I'm very happy with him. So, you know, he has pretty good articulation right here in the mid chest area. He can do a little bit in the waist, but honestly, it's really tight, as you can hear. His arms are really good. One thing I think is really cool, if you take a look right here, when you move his arm, this part of his shirt comes out. That's pretty cool. So there's not like weird purple gap or anything there. That's pretty cool. It'll come in really good when you pose him later on. But his arms got pretty decent, you know, swivel to them. I mean, you know, the shirt thing there really helps out a lot, and it kind of hides a lot of the gaps and stuff. You see that in a lot of the mafex and SH Figuarts figures, the gaps and stuff kind of almost mess up the look of the figure, but you get good articulation. At least it messes up for me. Most people might not bother them, but kind of drives me crazy a little bit. So let's kind of look at him and size him up to some other figures. So here's the Thanos SH Figuarts Infinity War Thanos, and this is him beside the Marvel Select comic version of Thanos. And there he goes. Sometimes he's kind of hard to stand, but considerably different sizes. Marvel Select, I know, compared to like the Marvel Legend figures, I think their base model, their figures of Marvel Select are like 7, maybe 8 inches. So of course the Thanos would be a lot bigger. And then like the Marvel Legend figures, of course, are 6 inches, but those are completely two different figures. But yeah, he towers over the SH Figuarts figure, but I still like this guy way more. You know, when I got this figure in, you know, he has a lot of paint flaws, and you know, I'm pretty happy with the SH Figuarts one, but I still like this because this is the one I remember when I was little when I had the comics. So I'll always keep them around anyway, just because of that. So let's go ahead and do a size comparison with the Marvel Legends Groot. And Groot, you know, towers over him. So not sure the ratio of SH Figuarts really with Marvel Legends, but I think in the movie he probably would be taller than him as well. But I know sometimes the SH Figuarts figures run a little small, but pretty cool though still, you know, close enough. And then let's let him look at next to the Marvel Legends. Yeah, this Hulk always has trouble standing. He's kind of bow-legged. But it's the Age of Ultron Marvel Legends Incredible Hulk. Or Hulk, not Incredible Hulk. He's not so incredible. But yeah, yeah, when you look at the fight scene in Infinity War, they kind of look equal sizes. I mean, Thanos definitely destroys him, but he doesn't look that much bigger. But of course, we're looking at two different companies' figures as well, so their scale of 1/12 is going to be off as well, but still pretty cool to have. That's probably my favorite Hulk figure. I have other ones too, but for a cheaper version of Marvel Legend, you know, the face sculpt's pretty cool on that, so I kind of like these guys together, so pretty cool though. And let's go ahead and put him beside my Marvel Legends Captain America Infinity War. And I know you're going to say, whoa, what's up with that face? The Infinity War figure's face is completely trash. It was, I got a commission of a head sculpt for my Marvel Legend Captain America, and not too bad. I think it costs about $20, which I know it's double the figure, but yeah, it was an impulse thing. Either way, I had to get rid of that face. But I think that's a good size comparison if you look in the movie between the two of them. You know, they look really good together, I think. Not bad. So let's just do a couple more. This is the Marvel Legends Star-Lord. And I think they hold up pretty good in comparison size too. They look good together. I think this is really good considering, you know, it's a Marvel Legends figure. And if you look at the, you know, SH Figuarts and stuff, of course, you know, the detail's a lot better. But, I mean, for a Marvel Legends figure, it's not really bad. And he holds his own besides the Thanos. And let's just do one more. Thanos besides Thor Infinity War. Let me get his legs here. Everyone's not always going to be happy. I mean, there's things here and there, you know, the gauntlet hand there. You know, the side of it where it doesn't spin around, that bothers me. And, you know, even with the head sculpt, you know, even if we could have, you know, maybe got a little bit more of a white or something to his eyes, you know, he's kind of got really beady eyes in the movie as well. But a lot of times too in these review videos you see where we really zoom in on these figures. That's not how they're going to display in your house anyway. So, you know, sometimes you're just like, man, I know when I go look at videos, I really want to zoom in and see the detail of the face. But a lot of times when you pull out, you know, they're going to look more like this, what you're going to look at your shelf. So, you know, and it's a 1/12 scale figure. You know, they can be detailed to a certain point, you know, mass producing. So I think they did a pretty good job. This figure retails between $80 to $100. Of course, on eBay, they're going to $150 now. With people scalping them out there, but I think I got him on pre-orders like $81 from the Japanese store, and I'll put a link in the bottom for it. But I'm pretty happy with this Thanos. You know, one thing real quick that I thought was pretty cool. Let's go ahead and get Thanos out of here for a second. I went to my GameStop the other day, and I saw this guy. And you probably already know where this is going. But yeah, I found this. And it was on clearance for $7. So I thought, you know what? Let's go ahead and get rid of him. And let's go ahead and throw Thanos in there. Not too bad, pretty cool. Not a bad little throne for $7. Goes well with the figure. And, you know, Snoke was overrated anyway, so yeah, pretty cool. I was worried when I got him though, you know, because the other figure is pretty skinny. He fits decently in it, you know. He pushes the limits of it, but yeah, he fits pretty decent in it. So yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with it. So again, you know, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Click the little bell so you get notifications when new videos come out, and so you don't miss any of the giveaways or anything I do in the future. And thanks again. I'll see you later.